Life of P.T. Barnum, the greatest showman on earth. So, this book for me, it is a book into the 19th century adventures of P.T. Barnum. So, P.T. Barnum was this showman who was very popular in the 19th century. So, there are five takeaways that I have from this book. So, the first one is that about psychology. So, the idea is that we as people we have a very inserted need to be we have a very inserted need in our human nature for us to be amused. So like we have this need for the love of amusement. Like every time we just want to be amused. We just want to be engaged with something funny, something that makes us something like magic, something that just makes us get out of our daily life. So that is the first thing that we have this inserted need to for the love of amusement. My second takeaway about this book is that reputation. So you claim your place in the world by creating a reputation for something very specific. And now for Petit Badam, this was his reputation as a showman. So he never minded being called a humbug, being called a charlatan, as long as it was adding on to his reputation as a showman, as the premier showman of his days. So that is the second takeaway, reputation. That takeaway is partnership. So Peter Barnum did various kinds of partnership throughout his life. And now, for example, there's a partnership he had with the media. So he created this kind of engagement with the media whereby we always had something for them to put in their papers, and now something for them about his show so that they can put in their papers. The other kind of partnership is the one that he did with Jenny Lind. So Jenny Lind was this singer from Europe who was who was very like she had a very high status as a person who has very high morals. And now, so for P.D. Barnum, it was a way of washing his name from the reputation of being a humbug or being a charlatan and showing people that not just doing for the sake of the fame, but he did it so that they could enjoy it. So that was the purpose of the Jenny enterprise. And now the final partnership was the partnership that he made with Bailey and Huntington. It's called the Bailey, no, not Bailey, Barnum, Bailey, and Huntington circus. So this was a circus which was so big that everyone thought that it would fail because now they will not be able to maintain it. But it ended up surprising everyone by the success that it had. The fourth takeaway is resilience. So Peter Barnum is so resilient. So for example, when he was caught up in the Jerome Clock company engagement, so this is whereby he invested in shares of the Jerome Clock company. But what happened is that the company was going down because now it was in too much debt. And now what happened was that because P.T. Barnum took the responsibility of using his name to stand for the company. This ended up costing him a lot in his fortune in that he ended up in debt that was not his but was for the Jerome company. And now what happened is that P.T. Barnum was so focused on clearing his name of those debts that he never accepted any help from anyone. Like now, a lot of people presented him with the opportunity to pay the debt off for him, but he refused all that, and now he was so determined to pay off his debt by himself. The second way that he showed his resilience is when he had 5 fires during his lifetime. So fires in his museum, fires in his status, and what happened is that he never bothered with the fire. Like he never bothered that that destroyed his property or he has lost his museum or his venture. The only thing he cared about is that he was still around, and by being still around, he will just go around and create another adventure, create another venture. And so that is the second thing about that is the fourth thing about his resilience, that whenever something bad happened, he never bothered with it. He just went on as if nothing had happened, and now he'll just go on and start doing something else. And now the fifth and final thing is about his public speaking adventure. So what fascinated me about this public speech is that he repeated the same speech everywhere that he was called to speak. And now this speech was called The Art of Money Getting. So this is whereby he talked about how young people can go about to getting money in their life, and also anyone who has been unfortunate to find that money they have that it's not enough for them. So he repeated this speech of the art of money getting everywhere he went. So from the US to England to France, like everywhere he went, he was always repeating the same speech. And now for me, I find that very powerful because you never had to waste time trying to think of what will present at the next venue, but you only had to go with that specific speech that he had prepared, and now you just deliver it again and again and again and again. So those are my five takeaways from the life of P.T. Barnum, the autobiography of the greatest showman on earth. So the first one is psychology, and this is as human beings we have a very insatiable want for the love of amusement. So we want to be amused every time. The second thing is about reputation. So for you to claim your place in the world, you have to create a very specific reputation for something. And now by doing that now it enable you to have a reputation that is specific to you. The third thing is about partnership. So Barnum went about creating partnership so that he could give people the best value for their money in the shows that he was hosting for them. The fourth thing is resilience. So when the five fires happened and destroyed his property and his investment, and now when the Jerome clock company left him in debt that almost bankrupted him, he never bothered with that. He just bothered about how he'll get out of it. And now that is about reputation. Now the fifth and final thing is public speaking. And now the way he used the same pitch of the art of money getting, he used the same pitch everywhere that he went. So those are my five takeaways from P.T. Barnum, and I'll see you in the next session. So bye bye, PDM.